Hello, folks. It's Andreas again. Hello to my YouTube channel. It's my second attempt to go live tonight. The local time here in Ireland is 2 minutes past 8 p.m. On my tonight video, I will talk with you about the jobs I did over the years. I have to go back from my home country, Greece, until now, until today we speak here Ireland. I have a draft note with all the jobs, at least from my point of view, is important one. Not very fancy, but is important, It's not, you can say that is something like CV. So, before I start, I have to say that despite the fact that I live abroad now for quite a long time, and I face challenges, difficulties on the issue to find my next occupation compared to my home country and compared to the second country I lived in Europe, I see why Ireland is not that easy. From the day one, someone arrives Ireland. So I will I will return to that point later on. So I have to start with the jobs, occupations I did from my home country. I started with waiter and bartender later on, same occupation. Then I realized that waiter and bartender is quite easy for bars, nightclubs, beach bars throughout the summer in Greece. Good tips, too many hours work. Then I jumped to ski resort, again in my home country. I can say that that occupation, that job on ski resort, I really enjoy it. I did that job for some 5 years in a row, 5 winter season. The very third job I did was security and a receptionist in a hotel. Security was something like 1.5 years, something like that, if I remember well. Receptionist, hotels, 3 years in a row. Then I jumped to assistant kitchen, restaurants, fast foods. The last job, I cannot say that it was quite easy. I accept the challenge, but it was not that the one job I really gonna for myself. Anyway, I have to jump now to the second country I lived here, Europe, which is Bratislava, Slovakia. I have to say that I tried to learn the local language, the Slovak, but it was not my strongest point. So I decided to take first on some Greek restaurant, taverna, for 1 year. Then I jumped to another Slovak restaurant, Italian with Italian kitchen, for almost 1.5 years. Now you're gonna ask me how I manage to work in some restaurant in Slovakia where nobody speaks English. Well, the restaurant I found that time, the manager happened to speak fluently English. Plus, many staff from the service in that restaurant, they had very good knowledge of English language. Fluently knowledge, I could say, English language. The surprise for me was that some of the service staff, two of the service staff actually, they had experience from Greece. So they talked to me in Greek language, which it was a big surprise for me. I didn't really expect this one. After I walked away from the second restaurant in Bratislava, I jumped to another restaurant. Also, the manager at that time in the third restaurant I worked, it was my second manager from from the second restaurant in Bratislava. Don't ask how this connection happened. I don't know how you take this one. I don't know how you translate this one. Don't ask how that happened. It just happened for me. So my second manager was also my third manager in the third restaurant I worked in Slovakia, Bratislava. So just because I knew him and I knew some of the service staff, the job for me was quite easy because the ice was already broken from his restaurant in Bratislava. So anyway, I did some 4 jobs in Bratislava, and all jobs was in kitchen environment. Plus the sushi job, which is similar to the kitchen environment. I was sushi maker. So anyway, my time came to the end to walk away from Slovakia. I got tired staying in some country for quite long time, for 5 full years. I didn't have the language, like I said. The language was not my strongest point, despite the fact that I remember few lines in Slovak language. Like I said, my time was calm, and at the end of COVID-19, I found one small window, and I bought my ticket for Ireland, midsummer 21. Midsummer 21, I came Ireland. So my beginning here in Ireland, I had the idea that just because I arrived in an English-speaking country, everything will be okay. That was a mistake for me. I didn't calculate this mistake, so I didn't took it pretty serious. I had serious problem from the very beginning, from the day one of my arrival here, here Ireland, until just I found a stable accommodation to live. The today accommodation I live now. The first job I did, it was in a warehouse near the international airport of Ireland, Dublin. The second job I did, it was sushi maker, similar to the previous job I did in Bratislava, sushi maker. The third job I did was catering, kitchen assistant. Now on this topic, I knew catering from my home country that is something like service. You take your waiter or waitress with a dish, glasses with alcohol, and you start serving the customer, the clients, in some party or something like that. That was the mistake I did, because here Ireland catering is different. They give different approach. Catering here Ireland is kitchen environment. So I did this job for 1 month. This job goes through some agency. Also, yes, also the sushi job I did here in Ireland was also for 1 month, because the whole shop, I had to work that time with 2 or 3 people that time. It was the size of, like I said the other days, it was something like the size of my room or the size of a small kitchen. So these days I look, yes, earlier last year 23, I had to pay big money to go to school here in Ireland, in my district, up Fingals, to educate myself on the issue of security, to have security license, private security authority. So after the whole course of, took me something like 2 weeks, something like that, I graduated. After something like 1 month, one and a half months, I think, I received my security license, the security card, the security badge, the ID card security. And I started looking for jobs as security. I had to contact with the security school. Security school I went to educate myself on the issue, what security, what people who wants to involve in security has to learn the whole process. From the school, they didn't give me good feedback in return. They just told me that we're gonna give your number to someone, and they're gonna call you. So they did. Anyway, that time when that happened, sometime late September, I had already quit WhatsApp, and since the moment everybody are so crazy with WhatsApp, I told them I don't use WhatsApp anymore. So don't call me on WhatsApp. Send me a regular text messages or regular calls. I believe probably they ignore me on this topic. I don't know. I never ask them. So anyway, I believe they got tired to call me or text me on their WhatsApp, and I said, okay. He never replies back, so probably he's not he's not interested anymore for the job. So leave him alone. Give up on him. So they walked away from me. And early October, I started looking by alone for jobs as security and as receptionist in hotels and hostels. Uh, I had to refix my CV. I paid some money, not much. After I refixed my CV, I had to register it in LinkedIn. And then Indeed. I upload my CV in LinkedIn and Indeed. And I had to ask some people, do you really know that if LinkedIn really worth, LinkedIn for you is worth, it works, people call you for jobs, or how really works this thing, or how really works Indeed? They told me that LinkedIn and Indeed works for them. The definition of works, I don't know how to describe this one. Anyway, I had to register it in LinkedIn and Indeed. I put all my details, and I hope that someone is going to see my CV, is going to contact me with some private message or something. That never happened. It was my duty to go after the jobs I saw that time in announcements, mostly in Indeed, not that much in LinkedIn. LinkedIn is different. The only, yes, I can say the only one job they called me to go for interview, it was few days ago, last week actually, for security and receptionist for some student accommodation in Dublin city center. I don't want to name the place. So I went the whole interview, and after I walked away, I had the idea that I gave them very good feedback of myself, of my character. Um, Later on, they told me, actually, before I walked away from the interview, they told me, do you have any questions so far? At the moment, I had no any questions. So they replied me, if you have any questions, please don't feel shy. Just email us the any questions you have. So I did. A few hours later on, after I returned home, and I thought, okay, I had this question and I had the other question, but I didn't ask it. So I sit down on my desk and I make some draft notes of the questions. And later on, I replied them in some short email. I cannot say that it was the questions I said it was bad or negative on the issue that they had to ignore me and reject my application, reject my interview. 2 days later on, I went Wednesday for the interview. So 3 days later on, Saturday, they emailed me and they told me, I'm really sorry, Andreas. After the first round of interview, we cannot push you to the second round of interview. We'll have to reject your application. So they did. Now, I am off marketplace here, Ireland. I still try to find a middle solution on this topic, even if I know my chances are very limited. I don't believe in miracles. It's not Christmas. It's not New Year. It's not New Year Eve. Ireland, for me, compared to Bratislava, Slovakia, the system here is way too difficult. From my point of view, it's full of challenges. That is from my perspective. I don't know what other people is going to say. That maybe someone is going to say, you know something, Ireland is very easy for me. Maybe some other says, yes, I agree with you, Ireland is very difficult. Or, the marketplace here in Ireland is not something that really inspires me to stay. Any opinions from any people is very respectfully, and I accept it. But this is my opinion. This is how I face my reality. It's not how my neighbor faces his reality. It's not how a friend of mine faces her reality or his reality. Ireland, for me, is not easy country. It's difficult one. Some people will say you give up very easy. No, I don't give up very easy. Because if I tell you how long I am off marketplace, I have a part-time job. Part-time job is not full-time job. It's not that I wake up Monday morning and I go for job and I return Monday afternoon, and I go back again Tuesday morning, Tuesday afternoon back home, and goes on. I don't have Monday to Friday or weekend. I have work from Monday to Sunday. So the job, the any occupation I'm looking now is weekdays, Monday to Friday, no weekends. Here Ireland doesn't give that easy Monday to Friday jobs. They give, they tell you, do you have the availability to work also weekends? If I don't have the availability, maybe they gonna to handle me to the best they can, to the best point they can, until they find someone else who fit that job, and they let me go. I say again, this is my opinion of how difficult it is for me to find occupation here, not specific Dublin district, anywhere in Ireland. I don't know what comes next. I keep applying for. I have opened a range of jobs, occupations which I want to apply: security, receptionist, bartender, and coffee maker. But I don't have any luck so far. I don't know why. Maybe some other people around me are more lucky than me. I'm really glad for them. If you want to leave your comment, please do leave your comment. Even if you disagree with me, leave your comment. If you want to subscribe. I have to say back again, I don't like people do likes or shares. If you want to subscribe. If you want to comment. If you believe that everything I say reflects, if you believe everything I said, my problems reflects on you, feel free to comment and subscribe. If you don't believe that, just skip my video. Don't do nothing. I respect any views of anyone from wherever they comes, that views. I'm not a perfect one. I know my limits, and I do the best I can under these circumstances. I reached is 8:31 p.m. Almost 30 minutes video. So, thank you very much, folks. Good night from Ireland. I don't know from which parts of the world you watch me now. From Europe, Africa, Australia, New Zealand, Asia, Russia, the continent of America, North America, Central, South America, South Pole, North Pole, I don't know. Thank you very much.